What's going on? Welcome to Shrek Gaming, and let's talk about Kitana. From the little information that we've gotten from the trailers, from the stress test, and the dialogue that we see during the loading screen, we can kind of theorize exactly what is to become of our favorite Adenian princess. Ever since Mortal Kombat 9, I have been a Kitana main. I was super excited to see that she was in the stress test, and she was pretty much the only character I played, but I'm really excited to see what is to become of her, especially with this new timeline and what is to become of her story. I have a lot of theories, so hit that subscribe button, like, and comment down below. Now let's get after it. Unlike the timeline we have known before, Kitana and Mileena are not only blood sisters, but they actually love each other, or at least on the surface it seems. Mileena is now royalty. It is never stated whether or not she is the Empress or Princess of Outworld, but I am going to assume she is the Empress, and we know this is definitely Outworld, because during an interview, Boone stated that Outworld is no longer this desolate wasteland, but is now actually this lush, gorgeous world.
The realm stuff allows us to do that kind of stuff, right. and you know, like Outworld in this universe isn't the dingy dark thing. It's actually like pretty, you know, it's pretty and stuff like that. And so we bend things and stuff like that. Yeah. Just it's like the familiar but different.
And the stage that Kitana and Mileena are fighting on is definitely Outworld, because it is donned in purple, and if it is now this lush, beautiful place, this is definitely Outworld. Plus, not to mention the Kitana mirror intro, Kitana is actually surprised to hear how different Outworld was in a previous timeline.
The tea house.
Your Outworld sounds like a hellish place. It might as well be part of the Netherrealm.
Kitana not only is a loving sister, but a loyal servant as well. This is actually very similar to the Kitana of the previous timeline, which makes complete sense considering if this is Liu Kang's era, if he's going to make one person exactly as they were before, it would be the woman he loved. Now, we don't know much about the story, at least not yet, but what we do know is that Kitana serves Mileena, and Mileena has some kind of disease that turns her mouth into the notorious grotesque mouth we have always known Mileena to have. So no longer is she a clone of Kitana that Shang Tsung spliced Tarkatan blood into, but she is actually a naturally born person who contracted a disease that apparently would banish her. And Kitana is actually very concerned about her sister, as you can see in this loading screen dialogue.
I only want what's best for you.
Or do you secretly covet my throne?
Now, if we cut to Liu Kang and Kitana's loading screen dialogue, Liu Kang warns Kitana that he should keep Countess Jade very close.
Keep Countess Jade close. She is critical to your future.
Is it possible you could be more cryptic?
Which is where my theories start to come into play. Now, real quick, if you ever wondered what a countess is, it's a noble woman who owns and rules over a certain portion of land within a kingdom at the regard of the king or queen. In other words, she's a very rich and political leader. Now, why did Liu Kang warn Kitana about this? Well, if we go back to the interview with Ed Boon,
is he the only character that's from the old Mortal Kombat? And this one is more of all the new characters, just brand new story. Is he the only one, or there's going to be other ones too? If you're allowed to talk about it.
I'm cautiously answering it. For the most part, yes, he's the one with any kind of knowledge of the last 11 games of events, and he's using that knowledge sometimes. You know, that's part of the fun of this story mode is he's going to see Shang Tsung taking a path. And he goes, wait a minute, I know the damage that he's done in the previous timeline. So he's making decisions based on his recollection of that.
Liu Kang remembers Mileena of the past. He has seen her go insane, which kind of tells me that not only does this disease deform its host's mouth, but also makes them go insane. So what I believe we are going to see is conflict between Kitana and Mileena, because Mileena is going to be driven to insanity, and Kitana is going to have to make some really tough decisions and question her loyalty to Mileena. Now this is where Jade is going to come in. Now historically speaking, not only does a count or countess have control over an amount of land, but also has control over their very own army. This is why Kitana needs to keep Jade close, because we see a mutiny led by Kitana with the help of Jade. Now if this does happen, things are going to get way more interesting, because I believe this is where Reiko and Shao Kahn will come into play. Reiko, who in a past timeline was the general to Shao Kahn's army, and I believe he is going to make an alliance with Mileena, possibly in the form of a marriage. And this is where Shao, because he is not Kahn, is going to become the general of Reiko and Mileena's army. So now we're going back to the civil war in Outworld, where Kitana is going to have to ally herself with Countess Jade to overthrow Mileena, which, going off of Kitana's demeanor, is something she really never wanted to do, but knows that this is necessary. Now, full disclosure, this is completely theorizing here. None of this is set in stone. I do not know what is to become of Kitana, but I know that so much could possibly happen based off of the dialogues and all the things that we've seen in the trailers. And now that we know that Outworld is like this lush and beautiful place, it just completely changes the entire demeanor of the entire story. And I did want to stop there, because if I kept explaining what I think is going to happen during the story, at that point it'd just be fan fiction. Again, this is completely theory, but I want to know what you guys think. So please comment down below. Tell me what you think is to become of Kitana, of Mileena, of Jade, of Sindel, because we might see her. If Reiko and Shao are in the game, what is to become of them? And do you think that we are going to see alliances with Earthrealm? Do you think that Kitana is going to have to make alliances with the Earthrealm warriors and there's going to be mutiny involved? Who knows? And last thing is, do you think this game is to revolve around a tournament? Because so far there has been nothing said about any tournament whatsoever. So again, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, shred out.